How is it that some people achieve more in a day than most do in a week? What separates them when everybody has the same 24 hours? In this video, I'm sharing 16 plays that help me finish my day by 2 p.m. Play 1. The 3-task rule. This is probably the simplest hack that's worked the most for me. Identify the 3 things that define your day's success. Focus on completing those 3 things, not 10 things in a massive to-do list, just 3 things. But here's the catch, they have to be the right 3 things, not busy work, not responding to other people's requests. The 3 things that would make today a massive win regardless of what else happened. Best practice is to identify them the night before. Make it non-negotiable. Tomorrow morning you wake up and immediately know what victory looks like. No thinking, no deciding, no checking what other people need from you first. Most people fail their day because they're trying to do everything. With this method, you're ruthlessly selective about what deserves your time. Play 2. The poker chip method. Here's something that sounds ridiculous but actually works. Get 3 poker chips or 3 coins or 3 pebbles. Put them on the left side of your desk. These represent your 3 most important tasks for the day. Every time you complete one, move 1 chip to the right. Every time you get distracted and check social media or do something off-task, move a chip back to the left. This works better than digital trackers because it's physical, tangible, and impossible to ignore. Also, you can't minimize a poker chip. Every time you reach for your phone, you see those chips staring at you and you would think, did I earn the right to waste time yet? There's something deeply satisfying about moving that final chip to the right side. It's a physical declaration that you won the day. Play 3. Schedule nothing ritual. Here's something I noticed with a lot of CXOs and high performers. They schedule nothing, literally 5 minutes of pure nothing between tasks. No phone, no screens, no reading, no podcasts, just sitting idle or walking around. This sounds boring because it is, that's the point. Now you might be wondering, how does wasting 5 minutes between tasks help you finish early? Here's the science, your brain is overstimulated. Constantly, it needs boredom to reset. Most people finish one task and immediately jump to another or check their phone. That's not productivity, that's just anxiety with a to-do list. The ritual of scheduling nothing gives your brain 5 minutes to process what you just did and prepare for what's next. This is how you sustain peak performance all day instead of burning out by noon. Play for the ultra sprint. You've heard of the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Here's the ultra Diane sprint. Best suited for deep, cognitively heavy work, 90 minutes on, 20 minutes completely off. Your body runs on ultradian rhythms, 90-minute cycles of high and low alertness. For 90 minutes, you can sustain genuine deep focus. After that, your brain naturally wants to rest. You can push through with caffeine, but you're just borrowing from your next session. Here's the protocol. Pick one task, set a 90-minute timer. Remove every possible distraction, phone in another room, close all tabs except what you need. Work until the timer goes off, then stop, even if you're in the middle of something. Take your 20-minute break, move your body, get outside if possible. Do not check messages during this break, then repeat for your next task. 3 90-minute blocks and you've accomplished more than most people do in a week. This is how you achieve more in a day. That feels unfair to everyone else. Play 5. The activation question. You know what? The number one reason days run long isn't too much work. It's the unintended delays before work. Every minute you don't start is a minute added to your finish time. Here's the fix. Before any important task, ask, if I had only 10 minutes, what's the minimum valuable piece? Then do that first, not the whole project, just the smallest piece that would create value. For example, if you are writing, the MVP is the outline. Working out, the MVP is putting on your workout clothes. This lowers the activation energy from I need to do this huge thing to I just need to do this one small thing. And here's what's wild. Once you start the small thing, momentum carries you forward. The hardest part of any task is starting. The activation question makes starting trivial. Most high achievers don't have more willpower than you, they just have better systems for tricking themselves into starting. Play 6. The sacred morning block. It took me a few years to realize this. Your morning is sacred. The first few hours after you wake up are when your brain has the most willpower and focus. This is your golden window, so here's what you do. You immediately start working on your first task. No warm-up, no easing into the day, just straight into the work that matters. Skip the elaborate routines, skip checking your phone, skip the news. Your brain is going to protest for the first 10 minutes. It might scream, just check one thing first, but you ignore it. Push through those 10 minutes and suddenly you drop into flow state. That's where you accomplish what others can't. For most people, this means protecting roughly the first 3 to 4 hours after waking. The exact hours don't matter. What matters is identifying when your brain is freshest and protecting those hours like your life depends on it, because it does. Play 7. Hacking the phone. I know you've probably heard this before, but here it is again. Your phone is stealing years of your life. Literally years. The average person spends 4 hours a day on their phone. That's 1460 hours per year. Over a lifetime, that's 11.5 years of your existence spent scrolling. Here's how you can prevent digital distraction and get 2 to 3 hours back per day. First, keep your phone on Do Not Disturb mode during focus blocks. Customize exceptions for important contacts and apps, the rest can wait. Secondly, time restrict your apps. Disable social media and other distracting apps during your focus time. This is the hardest one, it's also the most effective. Third, turn off the raise to wake and tap to wake features. This prevents accidental unlocks and mindless checking. You have to consciously choose not to use your phone. You'll be surprised by the psychological barrier this creates. Fourth, enable grayscale. Your phone becomes boring without colors. Apps lose their visual appeal. You spend less time scrolling, and that's the point. These 4 settings can reduce your phone time by 50%. That's 2 to 3 hours back in your day. Hours you can use for your 3 big tasks, hours that separate you from everyone else who's still scrolling their life away. Try all 4 settings right now. Watch what happens to your productivity. Play 8. The flow state checklist. Before I start my first 90-minute block, I run this 15-second checklist. This is how I drop into flow instead of just hopping it. Happens. Point 1. Clear goal. What does done look like for this block? If I can't describe it in one sentence, my goal isn't clear enough. For example, not work on the report, but finish the introduction and outline section 2. Point 2. No distractions. Double check that the phone's already in Do Not Disturb mode. That's it. Point 3. Challenge skill balance. This is the one people miss. If the task feels too easy and you're bored, tighten your deadline or raise the bar. If it feels overwhelming and you're anxious, use the activation question. Shrink the scope to the 10-minute MVP. Stay in that sweet spot where you're stretched but not breaking. Point 4. Commit to the full block. Don't bail early, don't check out halfway through. Commit to the full 90 minutes, then take your break. Checking all 4 points makes flow state almost inevitable. That's where time disappears and my best work happens. Most people experience this once a month by accident. Using this checklist, you'll trigger it 3 times a day on purpose. Play 9. The triple block system. Okay, so you've done one 90-minute block on your first task. Now you repeat twice more, take a 20-minute break between blocks. By the end of block 3, you've finished 4.5 hours of actual focused work, and you know what you've accomplished in those 4.5 hours. More than many people accomplish in an entire week. By the time you finish your 3rd block, you've already won the day. Your most important work is complete. All 3 poker chips are on the right side of your desk. This is how you achieve what feels unfair to everyone else. Play 10. The Parkinson's Law hack. Parkinson's Law states that work expands to fill the time available. Give yourself a week to do something, it'll take a week. Give yourself 2 hours, it'll take 2 hours. The quality won't be that different. Here's how you weaponize this. For every task, cut the time you think it'll take in half. Think something will take 4 hours. Give yourself 2. The time pressure forces you to focus and eliminate all the fluff. No perfecting, no overthinking, no polishing details that don't matter. Just core work, and here's what's wild. When you give yourself less time, you often produce more efficient work because you don't have time for all the overthinking that usually makes things worse. You just execute. This is how high achievers move at speeds that seem impossible to everyone else. Set aggressive timers, work fast, move on. Perfection is the enemy of done, and done beats perfect every single time. Play 11. The physical environment hack. Your workspace is either helping you dominate or destroying your focus. There's no in between. Here's what my workspace looks like. Clear desk, just what I need for the current task, and my 3 coins sitting there. My noise-canceling headphones are on my head even when I'm not listening to anything. Why? Because it signals to my brain that it's focus time, and it tells everyone around me I'm unavailable unless it's urgent. Phone goes in my desk drawer with do not disturb mode on. Water bottle within arm's reach as your brain runs on water. I keep the room slightly cool, somewhere between 68 and 72 circumflex degrees. That's the sweet spot for focus. Natural light when I can get it, good lamp when I can't, that's it. Nothing fancy, I just remove the friction and kill the distractions. Your environment does half the work for you. I've learned over the years that high achievers don't rely on willpower alone. They design their space to make focus inevitable. Play 12. The energy mapping technique. If you've seen my previous videos, you know I'm a huge proponent of knowing and leveraging your natural energy cycles. Not all hours are created equal. Your brain has natural peaks and valleys throughout the day. Here's the default energy map that fits about 80% of people. Peak cognitive performance happens 2 to 4 hours after you wake up. That's your golden window, that's when your brain is freshest. This is exactly why the system works. Your 3 90-minute blocks fit perfectly into this peak window. You wake up within 30 minutes, you start your first block. By the time you finish all 3 blocks with breaks, it's early afternoon, and you've used every minute of your peak cognitive hours for what actually matters. After that, your energy naturally declines anyway. Most people waste this golden window on emails, meetings, and scrolling. Then they wonder why they're exhausted by noon and still haven't done anything meaningful. That's like showing up to the gym with fresh legs and wasting them on nothing. Then trying to hit a personal record when you're already tired. Protect your morning peak, use it for your big 3. That's how you finish by 2 p.m. while everyone else is just getting started. Play 13. The biological optimization. Your brain runs on chemistry. You can optimize that chemistry with 3 simple levers. Lever 1. First thing in the morning, drink about 16 ounces to rehydrate after sleep. Your brain is 75% water. Dehydration kills cognitive performance. Lever 2. Light. Get outside within 30 minutes of waking. Natural light sets your circadian rhythm, which affects everything from focus to sleep. Lever 3. Caffeine timing. Wait 60 minutes after waking to let your cortisol naturally peak first, then have caffeine. It'll work better and last longer. These aren't optional if you want the unfair advantage. Play 14. Setting the boundaries. People will take as much of your time as you're willing to give. If you're always available, they'll always interrupt you. Here's how I set boundaries without being a jerk. First, I communicate explicitly. I'm blocking my mornings for focused work. I'll be available in the afternoon. I then enforce it by blocking my calendar and putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Second, I don't explain or justify. I don't need permission to protect my time. Someone wants to meet or talk during my peak hours for non-urgent things. I tell them I am unavailable and give them an alternate time. I give no explanation. Third, be consistent. The first few weeks people tested my boundaries. They asked for exceptions, they pushed back, but after holding firm for a few weeks, they stopped asking. Remember, your boundaries are only as strong as your willingness to enforce them. Play 15. The 2-minute rule. Here's a hack that sounds too simple to work. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately, but wait, not during your 90-minute blocks. During your blocks, nothing interrupts you, not even a 30-second text reply. The 2-minute rule applies to the rest of your day. After your 3 blocks are done, someone texts you, takes 2 minutes to reply, do it now, quick email response, handle it immediately. Why does this work? Because the mental overhead of tracking small tasks costs more energy than just doing them. Everything else that doesn't fit the 2-minute rule, everything that's not one of your big 3 but still needs to get done, that goes on your maintenance menu. Play 16. The maintenance menu. Your maintenance menu is a separate list. Emails to write, errands to run, calls to make, admin tasks. None of this is urgent, none of it moves the needle, but it still needs to happen, so after your triple block system ends, you batch process your maintenance menu. Use regular 25-minute Pomodoros for this stuff. Here's how it actually works. Keep a running list throughout the day. Anytime something pops up that's not one of your big 3, it goes on the menu. Bill to pay, call to return, write it down, forget about it, keep working. Then, after 1:30 p.m., you open your maintenance menu and batch process. Group similar tasks together, all your calls at once, all your errands at once, set the timer. Work fast, move on. Tomorrow morning, implement these plays. By the time you finish, you'll have achieved more before lunch than most people do all day. You find this helpful? Will you be trying out these tips? Drop a comment in the comment section. Share to your family or friends that will benefit from this video. Click subscribe button. See you in my next video.